We ask tonight this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
There you see the Livingston kick receiving team around head coach Terry Melton and his assistant coach Steve Robbins. Wildcats being led in kickoff that returns this season by Matt Swallows. Matt, 3 returns for a total of 100 yards, 33.3 yard average on returns, 1 touchdown on the season for Matt Swallows returning kicks. He drops deep to the center of the field. He is flanked on his left by Curtis Hayes and on his right by Greg McDonald. To kick off for the Cookeville Cavaliers, number 35 is Brent Mullins. The kick, a low line drive kick. Swallows will take it at the 20-yard line. Swallows tripped up at the 27, where the Cookeville Cavaliers wrap him up to make the stop. Tackle made by number 51, Charlie Paris, and number 75, Carl Eston. Livingston Academy will go on offense 1st and 10 at their 28-yard line. First offensive possession of the game, led by Clark Mitchell. Mitchell on the season, 40 of 92, 518 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for a 43% completion ratio. Pitch goes back to Hayes. Hayes tries to turn it up, but Cookeville is there to wrap him up. Tackle made by number 1, DeJuan Farrell, for a loss on the play. The running backs for Livingston, Greg McDonald, number 24, 47 carries, 396 yards, 5 touchdowns, an 8.4 yard average. Curtis Hayes, 34 attempts, 104 yards coming in on the season, 2 touchdowns, an average of 3.1 yards a carry. The receivers, Matt Swallows, 20 catches for 282 yards, an average of 14.1. 3 touchdowns on the season. 1 touchdown on the season receiving for Matt Swallows. Mitchell's pass is incomplete. And it will bring up 3rd down and 14 for Livingston. Barry Webb, the other wide receiver for Livingston, 11 catches for 144 yards, a 13-yard average, and 1 touchdown on the season. The tight ends interchange, David Ledbetter and David West. The offensive line, the center is Jacob Carwile. The left guard is Alan Taylor. The right guard is Jamie Sales. The left tackle is Roger Barlow. And the right tackle is James Cantrell. 3rd down and 14 facing the Livingston offensive unit. Mitchell stumbles in the backfield, has pressure, and throws it incomplete. Good rush applied that time by the Cookeville Cavaliers to force Mitchell to throw the ball before he really wanted to. And it will bring up 4th and 14, and Livingston will have to punt. Clark Mitchell coming on to punt for the Livingston Wildcats. He has punted 9 times this season, a 23-yard average. The long punt of the year for Clark Mitchell, 34 yards. Kick from Mitchell is away. Good kick this time. It will be taken at the 44-yard line. Good open field tackle made by Jamie Sales. Number 40, Mike Harden on the return, but Sales there to wrap him up for a loss of 3 on the return. 33-yard punt. That time by Clark Mitchell, but Cookeville will start out with good field position, 1st and 10 at their 46-yard line. Again, Cookeville comes in 2-2 on the season under head coach Jake Libby. Their starting quarterback, number 11, David Drake. The pitch goes back to number 1, DeJuan Farrell. The halfback option pass is incomplete. The tailback is number 1, DeJuan Farrell. The fullback, number 24, is Brian Profit. The wide receivers are number 2, Jeremy York, and number 25, Jeremy Bohannon. The tight end is number 42, Raymel Patty, and we'll set the offensive line after this play as Cookeville comes up with a pro set behind David Drake. Drake running the option. He'll keep it and will gain about 4 on the play before he's wrapped up by Jacob Carwile and Jamie Sales on the left side of the defensive unit.
Option 11, David Drake, tackle made by linebacker Jamie Sales and Jacob Carwile.
The offensive line for Cookeville, the center is number 77, John Herron. The right guard is number 71, Marcus Bush. The left guard, number 55, Shane Brooks. The left tackle, number 57, Daniel Light. And the right tackle, number 69, Rusty Heidel. Carry up the center of the field for a gain of 3 on the play by number 11. David Drake, tackle made by Matt Dillon. But it will bring up 4th down for Cookeville, 4th and 2, and Cookeville will have to punt. Kick is away. Good end-over-end kick will be taken at the 16-yard line. Bobbled and dropped. And fallen on, I believe, Matt Swallows down there to recover the kick for the Livingston Wildcats. And they will have it 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
As the ball started at the Livingston Academy 15.
Those teams on their first series, 3 and out. And now Livingston will have their second possession of the ball game. Clark Mitchell leading them up to the line of scrimmage. 0 for 2 in the early going is Mitchell. He splits 2 wide receivers to the right side. Mitchell, quick hitter to Swallows is complete. Swallows breaks 2 tackles and takes the football up across the 15-yard line to the 16, a gain of 2 on the play. Swallows' first catch of the night, his 21st catch of the season. And it will bring up 2nd and 8 for the Livingston offense. Pro set behind Clark Mitchell. 2 wide receivers to the left side now. Mitchell back to pass. And it's almost intercepted, broken up by number 21, Brandon Harcum, as Harcum almost had the interception in the early going. Pass intended for Barry Webb, overthrown, and Harcum almost had the first turnover of this ball game. As it is, it's 3rd down and 8 for the Livingston offense now. No score in the ball game, 7:47 to play in the first quarter. Blitz coming, Livingston picks it up, now pressure and sacked. Big loss for Clark Mitchell. In on the sack, number 40, Mike Harden. Mitchell will lose yardage all the way back to the 8-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play for Clark Mitchell.
Loss of 8 on the play.
And it will force Livingston's second punt of the night. The first one, a 33-yard effort by Mitchell. as he is in his end zone. High snap. Good job by Mitchell to control it. He booms the kick out, and it will take a Livingston roll to the 44-yard line. Returning it is Harden. Harden shakes 3 tacklers, then stumbles on the far sidelines before he is brought down by Livingston. Good return by Mike Harden, taking the football on the first hop. And returns the football 14 yards down to the 30-yard line. And it will be 1st and 10, Cookeville at the 30. 2 wide receivers to the left side now for David Drake. Drake has not attempted a pass yet in this ball game. Drake fakes to the fullback, now pitches back to the tailback, and he'll be pushed out of bounds after a gain of maybe a yard on the play. Tackle made by Stephen Mosley on the far side. Darryl Scott on the carry. Scott picks up a yard, and it will bring up 2nd down and 9 now for the Cavaliers. Inside the 30-yard line, down at the 29. Handoff goes to Farrell. Farrell takes the ball inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line, a gain of 11, and a 1st down for Cookeville. Tackle made by Johnny Poston down there for the Livingston Wildcats. Farrell, unofficially, we have him 3 carries, 19 yards. And Cookeville picks up their first down of the night. They will have that 1st down at the 19-yard line. Two wide receivers to the left side. Handoff goes to the tailback, and he will gain a couple of yards before being pushed back by Jacob Corwell. Brandon Harcum on the carry. They give him 3 on the play to set up 2nd down and 7. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cookeville driving inside the Livingston 20-yard line, down at the 15. 2nd down and 7, facing the Cavaliers from that point. Drake will try the quarterback sneak, and he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Number 78, Matt Dillon, there to make the stop. No gain on the play for Drake. Andy Alberson and Curtis Hayes also in there. And it will bring up 3rd down and 8 now. High formation behind Drake. Drake fakes to the fullback, has pressure, and is brought down at the line of scrimmage. Matt Dillon there to make the stop, along with Jamie Sales. No gain on the play for Drake as you look at the good defensive play by Dillon and Sales once again.
Bringing up 4th down, 7 for the Cookeville Cavaliers.
4th down and 7, facing Cookeville now, with 3:57 to play in the first quarter, and Cookeville takes the timeout. Here we go. Here we go. Big play in the early going for both teams. 4th down and 7 from the 15-yard line for the Cookeville Cavaliers. Fake to the fullback. Drake's pass on the left side is incomplete. Intended for number 2, Jeremy York. Barry Webb over there with the coverage, and Overton County will take over on downs after the defensive stop. And Livingston Academy will take over on downs after the defensive stop.
at their own 15-yard line. First down, 10 to go.
Livingston will have the football 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. I formation behind Mitchell. Greg McDonald is the tailback. Curtis Hayes is the fullback. Tight end to the left side. Handoff goes to McDonald. McDonald tries the left side, and he dives forward for a gain of 5 on the play. Pushed out of bounds by number 50, Ryan Myers over there to make the stop. Greg McDonald's first carry of the ball game. As we said in the early going, he has 396 yards rushing on the season, so McDonald going over the 400-yard mark now. They give him only 4 on the play to set up 2nd down and 6. Jay Mosley into the Livingston lineup as a wide receiver. He's in the slot on the left side of Clark Mitchell. Mitchell gives on the delay to McDonald, and McDonald is caught in the backfield. Good defensive play by Cookeville. Number 42, Raymel Patty, back to make the stop. Loss of 2 on the play. And it will bring up 3rd down and 8 for Livingston now. David Ledbetter coming into the lineup for Livingston Academy, bringing the play in from the sidelines. Barry Webb and Matt Swallows come wide to the right side on 3rd down and 8. They have man-to-man coverage on this side against them. Mitchell going deep for Swallows. He's there. It's complete. Swallows inside Cookeville territory down to the 45-yard line of Cookeville. 38 yards for Livingston's leading receiver. And a big 1st down. Livingston's first of the game inside Cookeville territory. Cookeville had man-to-man coverage as you look at the catch by Matt Swallows. Once again, Mitchell led him perfectly down the near sideline. Swallows just running under it. Tackle made by number 21, Brandon Harcum, who had Swallows man-to-man, and they've got the same situation on the left side of Mitchell this time. Pro set behind Clark. Cookeville in a 5-man defensive front. Give to Hayes on the misdirection, straight up the middle of the field for a gain of 5 on the play. Tackle made by number 42, Raymel Patty. And it will bring up 2nd down and 6 now for the Livingston offense. Up to the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 7 for the Livingston offense. Mitchell pitches back to McDonald. McDonald shakes a tackler in the backfield. He has a 1st down. McDonald pushed out of bounds on the far sideline, but it will be enough for a 1st down as Greg picks up 8 on the carry to give him unofficially 11 yards rushing on the night. And he'll take the football down to the 34-yard line. David West bringing the play in from offensive coordinator Danny McCoy after being stopped in 2 successive series. The Livingston Wildcats now have ran off 2 straight 1st downs and are threatening at the 33-yard line. Webb is wide right. Swallows wide left. Mitchell pitches back to McDonald. Good block by Ledbetter, or rather by West, but a better job of fighting off that block by the Cookeville defender to make the stop, and McDonald will lose 2. Back to the 35-yard line. David Drake in to make the stop. And it will bring up 2nd and 12 for the Livingston offense. Mitchell, 3-step drop. He's got Swallows at the 30, and he takes it forward to the 29. Excuse me, that's Barry Webb with the reception for Livingston. Webb's first catch of the night. Good for 7 on the reception. So Barry Webb gets his first reception of the night. His 12th catch of the season. 3rd down and 7 for Livingston. I formation behind Mitchell. Hand off to the fullback, Hayes, just trying the center of the field. Excuse me, and he is wrapped up after a gain of a couple on the play. Tackle made by number 55, Shane Brooks, there to make the stop. And it will bring up 4th and 6, and that will end the first quarter. After 1, no score at Livingston Academy. Ready, Wayne? No, I mean, we're ready. Yeah. Go with it. Back to start the second quarter, no score here at Livingston Academy's Tom Davis Field. Total offense in that first quarter. Livingston rushing the football 1 yard on the ground, 46 yards passing for a total of 47. 2 first downs. Livingston up to the line of scrimmage on 4th down and 7. Mitchell, 5-step drop, goes over the middle, complete to Hayes. And he is close to a first down. Gain of 6 for Curtis Hayes.
Short of the first down, Marky Lowe.
But he is short of the first down, so Cookeville will take over on down. So Cookeville has a big defensive stand to start this second quarter. Livingston had held Cookeville on a 4th down inside the 20, and now Cookeville holds Livingston on a 4th down inside the 30. And they will take over at the 24-yard line. Rushing the football in the first quarter, Cookeville had 24 yards rushing, no yards passing, for a total of 24 yards of offense in that quarter. 1 first down for the Cavaliers. Line of scrimmage is the 24. Handoff goes to the tailback. Fumble on the play. Livingston has recovered. Curtis Hayes with the recovery for the Livingston Wildcats. And Cookeville will take over after the turnover, or rather Livingston will take over after the turnover at the Cookeville 24. As you look at the recovery by Curtis Hayes again. Ball just coming free from the Cookeville tailback, then the scramble for the football at the bottom of the pile, the Livingston senior. Outside linebacker coming up with the recovery, busted play. Mitchell will try to make what he can out of it, but Mitchell will lose 3. Tackle made by number 79 for the Cavaliers. John Herron making the stop. Mitchell will lose 3. And it will bring up 2nd down and 13 now. Two wide receivers go to the right side. Clark Mitchell, the Livingston quarterback. Mitchell, 3-step drop, going over the middle, incomplete, intended for Matt Swallows. Swallows out there with Brandon Harcum, the defensive back, on the coverage that time. Mitchell led him a little bit too much. couldn't make the connection, and it will bring up 3rd down and 13 now from the 27-yard line. Mitchell in the early going, we have him unofficially 4 of 8 for 52 yards on the night. 3rd and 13 from the 28-yard line. 2-down territory for the Livingston offense. Pro set behind Mitchell. Cookeville sends 6. Mitchell goes on the out pattern, and it's incomplete. Intended for Barry Webb.
Sideline pattern intended from Mitchell to Webb.
And it will bring up 4th and 13 now.
13 Livingston Academy.
Jay Mosley coming into the Livingston lineup now. Number 7 checking in. Mosley 5'9", 145 pounds, and a sophomore. Mosley will line up in a slot on the right side. Barry Webb is wide to the right, and Matt Swallows is lined up on the short side over on the left. Blitz coming. Mitchell sacked. Number 1, DeJuan Farrell, came in on the linebacker blitz, and Mitchell will lose 7 on the play, and Cookeville will take over on downs.
Takes over, 1st down. 10 yards to go. That's their own 36.
Cookeville will take over 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. I formation behind Drake. Rather pro set behind Drake. Now they go back up into the eyes. He apparently was changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The handoff goes to Farrell. Farrell will take the football forward for a gain of 2 on the play, make it 3 up to the 39-yard line. That will make it 2nd down and 7. A long 7 for the Cookeville Cavaliers. Livingston in the 5-man front. The handoff goes to Farrell off the right side, and Matt Swallows comes up from his cornerback position to make the stop after a gain of 2 on the play to set up 3rd down and 6 now. 3rd down and a long 5 for the Cavaliers with 8:15 to play in the first half. Still no score in the ball game. Drake pitches back to the new tailback into the lineup. Number 21, Brandon Harcum with the carry. Curtis Hayes and Matt Dillon in there to disrupt the play. Loss of 1 on the play by Harcum. And then we'll bring up 4th down and 6 in a punting situation for Cookeville. Low snap, the kick is away. It's a short kick. Penalty markers down. The kick takes a Cookeville bounce. Swallows will return it on a hop. He takes the football up to the 43-yard line, a 7-yard return. But there are penalty markers down at the line of scrimmage. The official talking to the Cookeville Cavaliers. There you see him talking to the defensive captain, number 42, Raymel Patty. Not really sure what the penalty is. And we now get the signal. It is illegal procedure. 12 men on the field against Livingston was the call. That's a... Excuse me, they're stepping it off. Now they turn the official around. It's a 5-yard step off, so it will be close to a first down. It should be about a yard short, maybe a half-yard short. So after the penalty, it's still 4th down and 1. And Cookeville will have to punt. Perfect position on the field for a fake punt on 4th down and 1. And maybe Coach Jake Libby thought that very same thing because he's taking a timeout. 7:28 to play in the second quarter. No score in the ball game. Cookeville takes the timeout. They're going for it. That's true. Just a little something to keep me warm. Here we go. 4th down and 1 facing the Cookeville Cavaliers. They have taken the punt team off the field. They are going to line up and try to pick up the first down here at the 46-yard line. It's less than a yard, actually about 2 feet for the first down. Livingston in a 5-man defensive front. Handoff to Farrell. He has the first down. Up to the 49-yard line, a gain of 4. 4-1 Farrell. Tackle made by Jacob Carwile.
Gain of 3 on the play, but Cookeville, first down.
And Cookeville picks up the first down at the 49-yard line.
From the Cookeville 49.
Unofficially, we have Farrell with 4 carries for 20 yards on the night now. Two wide receivers come to the right side. Wide to the right is number 25, Jeremy Bohannon. In a slot to the right is number 2, Juwan York. The carry by the tailback, and he is wrapped up by number 26, Andy Alberson. Brandon Harcum on the carry. Gain of maybe a yard on the play for Harcum. Up to the midfield stripe. And it will bring up 2nd down and a long 9.
2nd down, 9.5 for the Cavaliers.
Again, 2 wide receivers to the right side. I formation behind Drake. The tight end is on the left side for the Cavaliers. They run that way. Fumble by Farrell, and he falls on it back at the 45-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
Loss of 5 on the play for DeJuan Farrell. Matt Swallows back there to touch him down after the fumble, and Farrell was just forced to fall on it for the loss of 5, and it will bring up 3rd down and 15 now. Number 12 now, or rather number 13, Stan Lamberson, is wide right for Cookeville. Fake to the fullback, Drake, with the lateral to Farrell, and he is caught for a loss. Barry Webb, the first player back to hit him. Matt Dillon there to help finish him off. And it's a loss of 7 on the play.
Barry Webb, Matt Dillon.
As you look at the good defensive play by Barry Webb, once again, just reading the tailback, and Webb coming up from his safety spot to make the stop. Then Dillon there to finish him off. Now the punt away. Booming kick. Swallows will take it at the 25. Swallows reverses field and is brought down at the 26-yard line. Tackle made by number 21, I believe, down there to make the stop. Brandon Harcum there for the Cavaliers, and Livingston will have the football 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 38 yards on the punt by Sean McLean. Clock running with 4:40 to play in the first half. I formation behind Mitchell. 2 wide receivers to the left side. Mitchell gives to the fullback Hayes, runs through a tackle in the backfield, but then 3 Cavaliers there to wrap him up. Number 11, David Drake, and number 35, Brent Mullins, there to lead the way. Gain of 1 on the play for Hayes. And it will bring up 2nd and 9 now for the Wildcat offense. Jay Mosley again coming in the lineup. He'll replace Matt Swallows as a wide receiver for Livingston. Mosley goes out wide to the right side. Barry Webb in a slot to the right on 2nd and 9. Pro set behind Mitchell. Mitchell, 3-step drop. The quick hitter is complete to Webb. Webb takes it forward for close to a first down. A 9-yard pickup for Barry Webb, his 2nd catch of the night, for a total of 15 yards, and it will be a yard short of the first down. So it will bring up 3rd and 1 for the Livingston offensive unit as Matt Swallows comes back in. And Livingston apparently interchanging the play, or rather shuttling the plays in with their wide receivers tonight instead of the tight ends as they normally do. David Ledbetter is the tight end in the lineup right now for the Livingston offense. Mitchell hands off to McDonald. McDonald has a first down. McDonald across midfield, and he is brought down at the 35-yard line. A 29-yard run for Greg McDonald. Give him 35 on the night. Livingston gets the first down at the Cookeville 35-yard line, their 3rd first down of the evening. 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Livingston threatening now after the big run by McDonald. McDonald will come out for a play. Livingston takes a timeout. No. Okay. Offensive coordinator Danny McCoy out with his offensive unit on 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. No score in the ball game. Mitchell, 3-step drop. Slant pattern incomplete, and Webb is knocked down by number 7, Sean McLean, and the flag comes down. Pass interference going to be the call against Cookeville, as Sean McLean just knocked Barry Webb down before the football got there. Penalty will be stepped off from the spot of the foul, or rather a 15-yard step off down to the 20-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 Livingston after the penalty against McLean. The Swallows comes wide to the left. Greg McDonald, the tailback. Curtis Hayes is the fullback. Barry Webb to the wide side of the field on the right. Mitchell audibly at the line of scrimmage. Cookeville lines up in a blitz formation. They run the fullback Hayes up the middle, and Hayes goes forward for a gain of 3 on the play. Tackle made by number 41, Marcus Bush, there to make the stop. We'll bring up 2nd down and 7 now for the Livingston offense. Inside the 18-yard line, 2nd down and the long 7 for the Livingston offensive. Mitchell. Mitchell, the little quick hitter, completes to Swallows. Swallows takes the football forward down close to the 15-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play for the Livingston receiver. His third catch of the night. Matt Swallows, we have him unofficially 3 catches for 46 yards here in the first half. Livingston gets number 79, Donnie Wright, in at left guard now. David West is the tight end on the left side. Third down and a short 3. Handoff goes to McDonald. McDonald sidesteps a tackler, then dives forward across the 10-yard line down to the 9. Pickup of 5 for Greg McDonald. And a first down for the Livingston offensive unit. With 1:50 to play in the first half, the ball is spotted down at the 8-yard line, where it will be first and goal. Livingston quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Mitchell hands off to McDonald. McDonald tries the right side, and he is there. Touchdown, Livingston Academy. 9 yards out. Penalty marker down. Penalty coming down at the 7-yard line. The call is a clip against Livingston, and I believe that call will be against Matt Swallows, but there is no way that was a clipping call. Swallows had his head in front of the Cookeville defender and was able to get in front of the defender even. The official right on top of it did not throw the flag. The referee from the offensive backfield came up and threw the flag late after McDonald had already gotten into the end zone. First and goal from the 21 as we try to see if this is a clip by Matt Swallows. No way that is a clip by the Livingston senior. Swallows hit him in the shoulder pads, and Swallows got the touchdown. 21 yards. Livingston goes on top. The Livingston Academy senior, Matt Swallows, 4 catches, 67 yards on the night. And Livingston will line up for the extra point conversion. Curtis Hayes coming on to attempt the kick. The kick is up, and it is good. Livingston leads 7-0. Swallows with the touchdown catch from 21 yards out after the penalty at the 9-yard line. Backed the Livingston offense up back to the 21-yard line. Then they got Swallows man-to-man on the left side. And Mitchell was able to hit him with the little floating pass for the touchdown. As we look at it here with the replay, Swallows one-on-one. This the play before that, which was the call that moved them back, as Swallows was clearly in front of the defender. And apparently we do not have the touchdown pass to look at. So Hayes will kick off. The kick is away, angling to the far side, caught at the 9-yard line. And brought down, big lick, Stephen Mosley, there to make the stop for the Livingston special teams. And Cookeville will be pinned at their 21-yard line with 48 seconds to play in the first half. Again, a reminder, this homecoming 1992, before the game, the football queen and the Cookeville, or rather the Livingston seniors, were honored. We are taping that on a different tape to this one. It will not be aired on the same at the same time as this one. We're putting together a homecoming special for the seniors, and it will be aired on a separate tape. We will have the homecoming queen coming up at halftime, which will also be on that tape, along with the interviews that we conducted with the senior players. Gain of 5 by Farrell to set up 2nd down and 5. And that will end the first half. At the end of 2, Livingston leads 7-0. Yeah, guy right on top of it. Yeah. You're ready to just go with the other one, aren't you, Wayne? Yeah, okay. Well, I'll just turn this mic off and total everything up then. Just have at it until we get ready to cue the parade. Well, the cheerleaders may be going to do something too here. And yeah, just roll with everything. We need as much on that tape as we can get. Academy proudly presents this year's homecoming queen and her court. The daughter of Lewis and Kathy Oakley. Tara is escorted by Jacob Burnett, the son of Lynn and Benita Burnett. Lynn Maynard, a sophomore, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Maynard. Lynn is escorted this evening by John McCoy, son of Mr. and Mrs. Bobby McCoy. Victoria Hogue, a junior, the daughter of Donald and Linda Hogue. Victoria is escorted tonight by Rocky Spears, the son of Gary and Joyce Spears. Wendy Clark, a senior, daughter of William and Patsy Clark. Wendy is escorted by John Swift, the son of Steve and Pam Swift.
escorted by Adam Jenkins, the son of John and Ruby Jenkins. The flower girl is little Miss Jessica Marie McDonald, daughter of Ricky and Sue McDonald. And the crown bearer is Master Jeremy Sells, the son of Jimmy and Tammy Chilton and Eddie Sells. Jane will be presented with flowers and crowned by Adam Jenkins, her escort.
The presentation of the homecoming queen for 1992. Let's recap some of the stats here as the Cookeville Cavalier Marching Band prepares to perform here at Livingston's Tom Davis Field. Rushing the football tonight, the Livingston Wildcats. It's a 7-0 ball game here at halftime. Is this the homecoming effort, or the homecoming night here at Livingston? This is the homecoming special that we are presenting here. We'll try to keep you updated right now at halftime as what's been going on in the first half. Livingston leads 7-0. The touchdown scored on a 21-yard pass reception by Matt Swallows after a clipping call. The Livingston had scored on the previous play on a 9-yard run by Greg McDonald. A clipping call against Swallows moved the football back to the 21-yard line, where the Livingston Wildcats on the next play went for the 21-yard bomb from Mitchell to Swallows to score the only touchdown of the ball game. And so that's the way we stand at halftime. And now the Cookeville Cavalier Marching Band ready to perform here at Tom Davis Field. I thought you'd cut. Just back up and cut that all out of there if you want to. I didn't notice that you hadn't cut. Here we go. Cavalier Marching Band performing here at Homecoming 1992 at Livingston Academy. We'll be back with the Homecoming Parade in just a moment.
County Junior Wildcats are also underneath the 8th grade squad at 6-0. And they play Thursday, October 8th.
Yeah. I don't know. Back for the second half. The Livingston Wildcats leading 7-0 over the Cookeville Cavaliers here at Homecoming 1992. Livingston rushing the football. We have them unofficially with 25 yards on the ground tonight. 88 yards passing unofficially for the Livingston offense tonight. 113 yards of total offense. Clark Mitchell, 7 of 12 on the night, including a touchdown. For the Cookeville Cavaliers, we have them unofficially 33 yards rushing, a -7 yards passing on the night, for a total of 26 yards of offense. David Drake, 1 of 2 on the night, for a total of -7 yards in the air. Cookeville being led in rushing individually, by DeJuan Farrell. He has 6 carries for 20 yards. Livingston being led in rushing by Greg McDowell. He has 6 carries for a total of 40 yards. Receiving the football, Livingston being led by Matt Swallows. He has 4 catches for 67 yards. Cookeville, the only receiver to catch a pass, is number 1, DeJuan Farrell, for a total of a -7 yards. Swallows 24 catches now on the season for over 300 yards. Greg McDonald tonight has went over 400 yards rushing as you look at the Livingston sideline, and head coach Terry Melton in his 4th year here at Livingston Academy. 3-1 the Wildcats in 1992. Head coach Terry Melton assisted by Danny McCoy and Steve Robbins. The Cookeville Cavaliers coached by Jake Libby. He is assisted by Ron Chambers, Verdice Duff, Benji Hill, JoJo Matheny, and Bill Rassman. They are 2-2 coming into tonight's ball game. Livingston to kick off to start this second half. The kick from Hayes is away. Farrell will take it at the 15. DeJuan Farrell up the center of the field all the way to the 40-yard line. 25-yard kick return by DeJuan Farrell. Cookeville will start out with excellent field position at their own 40-yard line, where the Cavaliers will have it 1st and 10 from the 40. Starting offensively, coming out offensively for the Cavaliers, the quarterback is number 11, David Drake. The running backs, the tailback is number 1, DeJuan Farrell. The fullback is number 24, Brian Profit. Pro set behind Drake. Fake to the fullback. Drake will keep it and just dive forward for a couple on the play. Alan Taylor and Matt Dillon there to make the stop. 3-yard gain by Drake to give him unofficially 12 yards rushing on the night. The wide receivers, number 2, Jeremy York, and number 25, Jeremy Bohannon. The tight end, number 42, Raymel Patty. The center for Cookeville, number 77, John Heron. The offensive guards, number 55, Shane Brooks, and number 71, Marcus Bush. The offensive tackles, number 57, Daniel Light, and number 69, Rusty Heidel. Give to the fullback, breaks one tackle, then is wrapped up after a gain of 1. Matt Dillon there to make the stop.
Carrying the ball for Cookeville, fullback 35, Brent Mullins.
Brent Mullins on the carry. A gain of 2 for the Cookeville fullback, and it will set up 3rd and 5 for the Cavaliers offensive unit. Five-man defensive front for Livingston. Wide receivers to each side of Drake on 3rd and 5. He runs the option. Drake turns it up and has a first down. Drake picks up 12 on the quarterback keeper. Johnny Poston and Matt Swallows downfield to make the stop. Defensively, Livingston goes like this. The nose tackle is number 52, Alan Taylor. The defensive tackles, number 77, James Cantrell, and number 78, Matt Dillon. The outside linebackers, Jamie Sells and Curtis Hayes. The inside linebackers, Andy Alberson and Jacob Carwile. The defensive backs, Matt Swallows is one of the corners as the carry by number 65. We do not have a 65 listed on our roster for Cookeville. Pickup of 14. I formation behind Drake. 1st and 10 from the 21. Drake hands off to the fullback. Mullins, a gain of 1.
Fullback Brent Mullins.
Second down and 8, facing the Cookeville Cavaliers now. I formation behind Drake. The other corner for Livingston, number 44, Stephen Mosley. As the ball is loose in the backfield. And 2 players down there battling for the football. Cookeville will maintain possession. The safeties for Livingston, Barry Webb and Johnny Poston. Loss of 2. 4-1 Farrell. And it will bring up 3rd down and 9 now for the Cookeville Cavaliers. Ball spotted down at the 20-yard line. 3rd down and 9 for the Cookeville Cavaliers. This is Farrell in motion, and the offensive line left early. So the call will be a legal procedure against Cookeville. The 5-yard step off against the Cavaliers. And it will bring up 3rd down and 14. As number 65, who carried for 14 yards just a moment ago to pick up a first down, is back into the lineup. We do not have a 65 listed on the roster. 65 is a lineman number, and he is lined up as a fullback. 65, I don't believe, should be able to line up as that fullback. Drake going into the end zone, overthrown and incomplete. Intended for Jeremy York. And it will bring up 4th down and 14. 4th down and 14 facing the Cookeville Cavaliers.
Bringing up 4th down, 14. For the Cookeville Cavaliers.
At the 25-yard line, and apparently Cookeville will go for the first down from the 25 on 4th and long. Their kicker is number 35, Brent Mullins. The officials over on the Cookeville sidelines now we're ready to go on 4th down and 14. The tailback is Farrell. 2 wide receivers to the right side for Drake. The fake to the fullback. Drake goes over the middle. Is it caught? It is complete to number 13, Stan Lamberson. Gain of 8 on the play, but it is short of the first down, and Livingston will take over on downs. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Livingston on offense for the first time in this second half. Pro set behind Mitchell. Mitchell will hand off to Hayes. Hayes is caught in the backfield. Tackle made by David Drake for the Cookeville Cavaliers. A loss on the play. Back to the 12-yard line, so it's a loss of about 4 as the football was spotted at the 16-yard line was the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd down and 14 for the Livingston offense. 2nd and 14 facing Livingston Academy from the 12-yard line. Mitchell gives to McDonald. McDonald tries to make the move on the corner, but a good defensive stop by number 40, Mike Harden. McDonald will take the football. He will lose 2 yards on the play, will Greg McDonald. And it will bring up 3rd down and 16 now for the Livingston Wildcats. The Livingston leading 7-0 with 5:17 to play in the 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers to the left side for Clark Mitchell. Farrell fakes the blitz. Mitchell goes over the middle. It's intercepted. Number 1, DeJuan Farrell with the interception.
Intercepted by Jeremy Bohannon. And Cookeville.
First turnover of the ball game for Livingston. Timeout taken by the officials. Not really sure why. Coach Terry Melton going down into the end zone, moving people away from the end zone down there is Coach Melton. So Cookeville will take over 1st and 10 after the interception at the 23-yard line. The ball spotted down at the 23. The quarterback now is number 7, Sean McLean. The handoff goes to the fullback. First man through. And he has big yardage inside the 10-yard line. Down to the 6. Gain of 17 for Brent Mullins. And a first down for the Cavaliers at the 6-yard line, where it will be 1st and goal now. Cookeville.
All started first down and goal at the Livingston Academy 5-yard line.
Pro set behind McLean. McLean gives to the fullback, number 65. Again, we do not have 65 on our roster, so we do not know who that is. Number 79, Donnie Wright, there to make the stop. Gain of 4 for the Cookeville running back, and it will bring up 2nd down and 2 now, or rather 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
Pick up 3 on the play. Second down and goal from the 2.
Second and goal for Cookeville from the 2-yard line. McLean on the quarterback keeper is wrapped up by Jamie Sales, caught for a loss by the Livingston linebacker. And it will bring up third down and goal now for Cookeville back at the 3-yard line. And Cookeville will take a timeout.
Wildcats, Jamie Sales. And Cookeville has a timeout on the field.
Here we go, Wayne. Third down and goal for Cookeville from the 4-yard line. Number 65 is Brian Profit. Profit 2 carries on the night for 17 yards. The handoff goes to Farrell, and Farrell is stopped short of the goal line. Gain of 1 by DeJuan Farrell. Jacob Carlisle there to make the stop, along with Donnie Wright. Gain of 1 by Farrell to give him 19 yards unofficially rushing down. It will bring up 4th and goal. Cookeville from the 3-yard line. Power I for the Cookeville offense. Sean McLean is the quarterback. The handoff goes to the tailback, Farrell. And he is in from 3 yards out. DeJuan Farrell scores from 3 yards out with 2:31 to play in the third quarter to cut the Livingston lead to 1, 7-6. The Wildcats on top now, and Cookeville will line up for the extra point. The kicker is number 3, Chris Western. The kick is blocked. The lead remains 1. Could not pick up the number of the player with the block. Maybe we can get a look at it again in just a moment. Livingston leads 7-6. 2:31 to play in the third quarter after the Cookeville Cavaliers scored on the 3-yard touchdown run by DeJuan Farrell. As you look again, who was that block? That Jamie Sales, I believe, was the player with the block. Jamie Sales was the one coming in from the right side of the Cookeville offensive line along with Greg McDonald, but I believe Sales was the player that got the football to block that extra point. The kick on the ground, picked up by Jacob Carlisle, and the big center for the Livingston Wildcats will take it forward for a return of 1 on the play, up to the 33-yard line. Where it will be 1st and 10, Livingston from the 33. Livingston short a player offensively, and they will have to take a timeout. Livingston takes the timeout with 2:05 to play in the third quarter. Wildcats on top, 7-6.
Timeout on the field, Livingston Academy. Mass Wildcat Trivia. For a free dinners at the Livingston Dairy Queen.
I was wondering if you were going to catch that.
Name the two coaches who assisted Livingston Academy Wildcat football in the early 1970s.
I didn't have nothing to talk about.
One NCAA level.
Here we go. Back after the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Livingston offense. They go 4 wide receivers. Trip to the right of Clark Mitchell, and movement by both sides of the line of scrimmage. It will just depend on if Cookeville jumped early or if Livingston moved early. And the call goes against the Livingston Wildcats for illegal procedure. So that's a 5-yard step off. Back to the 28-yard line, where it will be 1st down and 15 now for the Livingston Wildcats. And they come back out in the same formation. Barry Webb, Jay Mosley, and Curtis Hayes lined up to the right side of Clark Mitchell. Matt Swallows man-to-man coverage on the left side. Mitchell looks to Swallows. He's got him at the 35-yard line. Swallows breaks the tackle. Swallows down the far sideline, takes it into Cookeville territory to the 48-yard line. 24 yards for Matt Swallows and a 1st down. Unofficially, we have Matt Swallows with 5 catches for 91 yards on the night. 1st and 10, Livingston. They spot it down at the 47-yard line of the Cookeville Cavaliers. Mike Harden there on the stop for Cookeville. Clock running with 1:49 to play in the 3rd quarter. Mitchell swings the ball out to McDonald. McDonald with a gain. Of close to 5 on the play. Officials taking time out as a player is shaken up on the far sideline. One of the Cookeville players down on the far sidelines, and with the injury, we'll take a timeout. 2 and 2. No. Sure don't, no.
Mitchell's pass to McDonald was complete, 6 yards on the play. Second down, Cavalier 43. Also a reminder that no refreshments will be served tonight in the commons area due to the dance at the team center. No refreshments will be served tonight in the commons area due to the dance at the team center.
Was that somebody just on the sidelines over there? Is their quarterback? Which one, 11 or 7? 11. It's 11. Their starter. Yeah. There's one down on the far sideline over there. Number 11. Is that what that was? I think he's just standing over there. He was just standing over there, wasn't he? Tighten on up on that, Pam. He's getting up. Okay, Wayne. Number 11, David Drake, the player shaken up on the play, and I believe he was just standing on the far sidelines when the play went out of bounds. I believe he got hit just standing on the sidelines out of the lineup. Trips to the right again for Mitchell. Slant pattern to Swallows is complete. Swallows breaks 2 tackles. Still on his feet. Swallows running hard inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 25 yards for Matt Swallows. And another Livingston first down. He will take the football down to the 19-yard line where it will be 1st and 10. Livingston threatening with a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Webb comes wide to the right along with David Ledbetter and Curtis Hayes now. Jay Mosley is the wide receiver to the left side. Draw play to McDonald. McDonald hitting the backfield, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play for the Livingston running back. Tackle made at the line of scrimmage. So it will bring up 2nd down and 10, and the clock is running. There's a penalty marker down. Penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be against Livingston. A holding call against the Wildcats. 10-yard step off, and it will be 10-yard step off from the spot of the foul. So it's a 1st and 21 for the Livingston Wildcats from the 30-yard line. Wildcats leading 7-6. 27 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Fake to Hayes. Mitchell going deep for McDonald. It's caught. McDonald with the catch at the 10-yard line, and he is very close to a 1st down. Give him 23 on the catch, and it will be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Mitchell now 11 of 17 on the night unofficially. 1 touchdown and 1 interception. That will end the 3rd quarter. After 3, Livingston leads 7-6. Oh, we're in good shape. For us, Matt Dillon. The 4th and final quarter. The Livingston Wildcats on top. 7-6, 1st and goal. Livingston from the 6-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the right side of Clark Mitchell. Cookeville sends 6 on the blitz. And the pass intended for Hayes is incomplete. So it will bring up 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Livingston back to the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Pro set behind Mitchell. Mitchell looks to Swallows on the fade pattern, and Swallows slipped up. at the goal line. Defended over there by Brandon Harcum, but just a slip by Matt Swallows, and it will bring up 3rd down and goal now from the 6-yard line.
From the Cavalier 8-yard line.
Penalty marker down on the play. No penalty marker down. It's just 3rd down and 6. Livingston, 3rd down and goal from the 6 for the Livingston Wildcats. I formation behind Mitchell. He'll give on the draw to McDowell. McDowell runs through a tackle in the backfield, gets a block, and is in from 6 yards out. Couldn't pick up the number of the player that gave the block to Spring, Greg McDowell. But McDowell takes it in from 6 yards out for the touchdown to put Livingston on top again by 7, 13-6. Curtis Hayes on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. Livingston leads now 14-6 over the Cookeville Cavaliers.
With 11:43, that's in quarter number 4. Brings on top 14-6 over the Cookeville Cavaliers.
Livingston finished that third quarter with 188 yards of total offense. Then McDowell's 6-yard touchdown run to give them a total of 194 yards of total offense on the night. And the Wildcats on top 14-6 with 11:43 to play in the 4th quarter. The 4-yard line by Harcum. Harcum returns the football up to the 29-yard line. Chris Farmer there to make the stop for the Livingston Wildcats. And Cookeville will go on offense 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Cookeville unofficially through three quarters, 70 yards of total offense, 69 of those on the ground, 1 yard passing for the Cookeville Cavaliers. 2 wide receivers to the right side for Sean McLean. McLean came in relief of David Drake and engineered the touchdown drive by the Cookeville Cavaliers. The carry by number 65, Brian Profit. Pickup of 3 on the play to give him a total of 20 yards rushing unofficially on the night. And it will bring up 2nd down and a long 7 now for the Cookeville Cavaliers. Number 25, Jeremy Bohannon, comes wide to the right. Number 2, Jeremy York, goes wide to the left for the Cavaliers. The handoff goes to Farrell. Farrell off the left side of his offensive line is wrapped up by James Cantrell there on the stop, along with Andy Alberson. But it's a gain of 9 by DeJuan Farrell to pick up the 1st down. Farrell, we have him unofficially with 31 yards rushing now on the night as you look at the run by Farrell to pick up the 1st down. James Cantrell there, the first player to hit him, then Alberson over there to help him clean up. And it's 1st and 10, Cookeville. Pitch coming late, fumble. Farrell is able to hold on to it. Stephen Mosley back there along with Andy Alberson to make the stop. Farrell will lose 4 on the play. Back to the 32-yard line. It will bring up 2nd down and 14 now for the Cookeville offensive unit. 5-man defensive front for the Livingston Wildcats. Fake to the fullback. released it, and the ball will drop incomplete as Alan Taylor had the pressure against Sean McLean and forces the incomplete pass, and it will bring up 3rd down and 14. Curtis Hayes also in the backfield for the Livingston Wildcats. Cookeville back up to the line of scrimmage. They have to get to the 46-yard line for a 1st down. Ball spotted down at the 32. I formation behind McLean. McLean fakes to the fullback. He'll swing the ball out to Farrell. Farrell wrapped up at the 35-yard line. Big play. Jamie Sales there to wrap him up after a gain of 7 on the play by DeJuan Farrell.
He got 4 or 5 on the play.
It will bring up, give him 5 on the play. It will bring up 4th and 9, and on the punt will be McLean. Snap is high. Excuse me, that's number 3, Chris Western punting. Ball will go over the head of Matt Swallows. Big kick by the Cookeville punter. It will roll down to the 5-yard line. So that is a 58-yard punt by Sean McLean. It was McLean doing the kicking, number 7. So it's a 58-yard kick to pin Livingston at their 5-yard line. Wildcats with an 8-point lead, 14-6, 8:20 to play in the 4th quarter. Trips to the right of Mitchell. Greg McDonald, the lone running back. Mitchell has pressure. The pass complete to the hot receiver, Curtis Hayes.
Mitchell pass to Hayes complete. Gain of 5 on the play.
He will pick up 5 up to the 10-yard line. Hayes' 2nd reception of the night. We have him unofficially with 11 yards receiving. And it will set up 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line now. Swallows comes wide to the left. Barry Webb goes wide right. Livingston lines up in an I formation behind Mitchell. The tight end is Ledbetter on the right side. Mitchell running the option. He'll pitch it back to McDonald. McDonald shakes the tackler. Greg McDonald has a 1st down up across the 20-yard line.
McDonald carrying off the Mitchell option.
McDonald takes the football to the 22, run of 12 yards for the Livingston running back to give him unofficially 56 yards rushing on the night, and Livingston a 1st down at the 22-yard line. Barry Webb, Jay Mosley, and Curtis Hayes come wide to the left side this time for Clark Mitchell. Matt Swallows is wide to the right. Mitchell, 3-step drop. He's going deep to Swallows, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Brandon Harcum, and he takes the football back to the 20-yard line. 2nd interception of the night, thrown by Clark Mitchell. Ball will be spotted down at the 20-yard line where Cookeville will go on offense after the 28-yard interception return by Brandon Harcum. They will be set up 1st and 10 with 6:47 to play in the 4th quarter. Handoff goes to the 1st back through. Fumble on the play. Livingston says they've recovered. Scramble at the bottom of the pile, and it's Livingston football. Jamie Sales, I believe, the player with the recovery. We'll take a look and see if we can pick up the number of the player who recovered the fumble. Here's the play again as the handoff goes to the fullback. Ball on the ground. I don't believe it was Jamie Sales. Couldn't see the number of the player with the fumble. Penalty markers down on the play.
Flag on the way.
Illegal procedure, the call against Livingston. A 5-yard step off against the Wildcats. We'll take the ball back to the 13-yard line where it will be first down and 15 now for Livingston. 6:11 to play in the fourth quarter, clock running as Livingston comes to the line of scrimmage with first and 15. Webb comes wide to the left side. Matt Swallows goes wide to the right. Pro set behind Mitchell. Mitchell fakes to the fullback and then we'll keep it on the option play. Tackle made by DeJuan Farrell and number 42, Raymel Patty, for a loss of 2 on the play.
Quarterback Mitchell keeping the ball on the option. Loss of 3 on the play. Bring it up.
And it will bring up second down and 17 now for the Livingston offensive unit.
And 18 for the Wildcats.
3 wide receivers to the left side again. Matt Swallows man-to-man on the wide side of the field right. Swallows already with 6 catches tonight. That one too high for Swallows to pull in. And it will bring up third down and 17.
In the back, Swallows incomplete.
Alan Taylor coming back into the Livingston offensive line. He replaces Jason Bilbrey, who was in on the last couple of plays. Offensive line right now, the center is Jacob Carwile. The guards, Alan Taylor and Jamie Sales. The tackles, James Cantrell and Roger Barlow on third down and 17. Mitchell has time, going over the middle, overthrown and incomplete. Pass intended for Matt Swallows. And it will bring up fourth down and 17. Punting situation for the Livingston Wildcats. Mitchell now, we have him unofficially 12 of 22 on the night for 176 yards passing. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Fourth down and 17 for the Livingston Wildcats. Mitchell's kick is away. Good punt. Taken at the 46-yard line, dropped, and then picked up, and a great tackle made by Matt Swallows. Mike Harden, the man returning the punt. A return of 2.
36 yards.
And Swallows there to make the tackle. Matt Swallows fighting off a block to do so. And Cookeville will take over first and 10 at the Livingston 44-yard line with 4 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. I formation behind McLean. McLean gives to the tailback Farrell. Farrell hurdles a defender and takes the football forward for a gain of 4 on the play. Curtis Hayes over there to make the stop, along with Matt Swallows for the Wildcats. Second down and 6 facing the Cavaliers from the 41-yard line. Number 19, Steve Wright, gain into the Livingston defensive line now. Give to the fullback, and he'll have a first down to the 30-yard line. Matt Swallows again on the stop, carry by number 35, Brent Mullins. Mullins will pick up 10. We have him unofficially now with 30 yards rushing. Handoff again goes to Mullins, and he is wrapped up this time at the line of scrimmage. Jacob Carwile there to make the stop. No gain on the play. Excuse me, that was Profit on the carry. Brian Profit, number 65 on the carry for no gain. And it will bring up second down and 10 now. McLean is the quarterback. The give to the fullback. Fumble on the play. Livingston has it. Here's this fumble for the Livingston Wildcats. At the 24-yard line, Livingston has it after the Cookeville turnover. Clock running with 3:10 to play in the fourth quarter. Officials taking time out. A reminder that next week the Livingston Wildcats will be on the road, returning again to district action when they travel to Jackson County to play a very tough Jackson County Blue Devil team. Livingston at 1-1 in the district this year, as is Jackson County. The leaders in District 8AA will play next week when the York Institute Dragons travel to Smith County to play the Carthage Owls in a big ball game, as both those teams come into the third week of the district at 2-0. So next week the district should really tighten up, as all the front runners are playing each other. DeKalb County will play Cannon County next week. Handoff goes to the fullback, Hayes. Hayes gets a block from Swallows on the corner. Curtis Hayes into Cookeville territory down to the 49-yard line. An 18-yard run for Curtis Hayes as he takes the football down to the 47-yard line. We have Hayes unofficially now with 21 yards rushing on the night. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So the ball is spotted at the Livingston 43-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Curtis Hayes. 21 yards rushing on the night for Hayes. I formation behind Mitchell. Again, the handoff goes to Hayes, and this time he is brought down at the line of scrimmage by number 65, Brian Profit. Hayes will pick up 1 on the play to give him a total of 22 yards rushing, and it will bring up 2nd down and 10 as they give him no gain on the play. Clock running with 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Cookeville could tie this game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion if they can hold Livingston. Mitchell, with the keeper, will lose yardage back to the 41-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. And Cookeville will take the timeout on 3rd down and long. How close do you reckon we are on tape? That first half went, what, an hour? Huh? Oh, well, we got plenty then. That's good. No, it's not. First down here, and it is. Okay. 3rd down and 11, facing the Livingston Academy Wildcats. They lead by 8, 14-6, 1:47 to play in the fourth quarter. Wildcats up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 11. They split 3 wide receivers to the right side. Swallows man-to-man on the left, and penalty markers all over the place. Cookeville showed blitz, and I believe DeJuan Farrell came across the line of scrimmage too early. But they will signal illegal procedure against Livingston. Did not see a Livingston player move. It appeared as if Farrell jumped early, but the call going, illegal procedure against the Livingston Wildcats, and with the 5-yard step off, it will bring up 3rd down and 16. As you look at the play again, that a little late to see the procedure. Wildcats with 3rd and 16, again trips to the right. Mitchell has time, he's going to Swallows, it's caught. Swallows has a 1st down. No, it's incomplete. Incomplete, they say, at the 45-yard line. Looked as if Swallows pulled it down. but the play signaled incomplete, and it will bring up 4th down and 16 now. And Livingston will have to punt back to Cookeville with 1:36 to play in the 4th quarter. Clark Mitchell back to punt for the Livingston Wildcats. Deep to receive for Cookeville, Brandon Harcum. And Livingston will take a timeout with 1:36 to play in the 4th quarter. I don't know what happened.
Again, a reminder that no refreshments will be served tonight in the common
Didn't have enough
area.
people in there, I don't believe.
Also, the Livingston Academy Quarterback Club will meet Sunday night at 7 o'clock. The Livingston Academy Quarterback Club will meet Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Also reminding everyone that the individual junior outlaws of Overland County and the individual outlaws will have their homecoming tomorrow at 11:30 here at Cookeville Memorial Stadium.
Here we go. Mitchell back to punt after the Livingston timeout. Livingston, a player short, is why they had to use the timeout. The punt blocked. Cookeville blocks it. They pick it up at the 44-yard line and return it down to the 41. Quickly on the football, number 13, Stan Lamberson, to return it up to the 41-yard line. Chris Farmer there to make the stop. Couldn't pick up the number of the player that blocked the Mitchell punt, but Cookeville has it 1st and 10 at the Livingston 41-yard line. 1:15 to play in regulation. 2 wide receivers to the right side. McLean fakes to the fullback, the quick hitter complete to the wide receiver, number 2, Jeremy York with the reception. 16 yards on the play, McLean to York. Jeremy York's first catch of the night. He's the starting Livingston wide receiver. York running the pattern across the middle. Allows the clock to run. It's sitting now at 46 seconds. York lined up on the left side. Jeremy Bohannon lined up on the right side. The fake to the fullback. McLean keeps it, hit as he throws. Knocked away. Matt Swallows over there to knock the ball away. Big play by the Livingston defensive back. Matt Swallows just stepping in front of the receiver York to knock the ball away. The incomplete pass will stop the clock with 36 seconds to play in regulation. It will also bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Cookeville Cavaliers from the Livingston 25-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Fake to the fullback again. Pressure by Sales. Sack. Jamie Sales in for the sack of Sean McLean. And the loss going all the way back to the 33-yard line. And Cookeville will take the timeout on 3rd down and 18 now. Again, we'll tell you that the Livingston Wildcats will travel to Jackson County next week in a big district action when the Wildcats will face the Jackson County Blue Devils. Both teams coming into that district matchup with 1-1 records in the district. Then in 2 weeks, Livingston will travel to Salina for their 2nd consecutive road game. Then the next time Livingston will be at home will be 3 weeks from tonight when the Smith County Owls will come to Livingston's Tom Davis Field. And now back after the timeout, Cookeville up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down and 18. 24 seconds to play in regulation. McLean has pressure again, rolls away from it. McLean has room to run. Sean McLean pushed out of bounds. No, he didn't get out of bounds. Jacob Carlisle there to make the stop. Cookeville, I don't believe, has any more timeouts. The clock will keep running. It's at 5 seconds as the Livingston crowd counts it down. Wildcats win it 14-6. Livingston wins on homecoming over the Cookeville Cavaliers by a total of 14-6. Livingston goes to 4-1 on the season. Cookeville falls to 2-3. Again, next week we'll be in Gainesboro when the Livingston Wildcats play the Jackson County Blue Devils. For Pam Sadler, Kaylin McCullough, and Wayne Farrell, I'm Craig Kettrell saying good night from Livingston.
Ready to roll.